of the Lord. Praise to you, O Christ. I invite you to be seated for our children's message.
Good morning, church. Good morning, boys and girls. Come on over here as you'd like. Welcome to those who are watching online. Kids get a front row seat here. We are continuing our stories of Joseph. And we've been reading a part of the story of Joseph every Sunday in our kids' sermons too. But the person who is reading that part of the story has changed every week. But every week it has been a Joe, a St. Paul Joe. And today we welcome Jonah. Jonah is here to read us a part of today's story. So I'm going to give him this microphone, and he will read to us this last piece of the story of Joseph.
I am Joseph, he shouted. I am Joseph, the brother you sold into slavery. His brothers were frightened and could not believe it was him. Then Joseph said, come close to me and do not be angry with yourselves, for it was God who sent me here ahead of you to save you and your children from the famine. You intended to harm me, but God intended it for good. Joseph then sent for his father Jacob. When Jacob arrived in Egypt, Joseph embraced him. Jacob said, now I can die in peace, for I have seen my son. Jacob and all of his family moved to Egypt, where they lived for many years.
The end. This part of the story of Joseph has a very special Bible verse to it, and Jonah read it to us. It says here how Joseph says, you intended to harm me, but God intended it for good. Well, girls and boys, every week that we've read the story of Joseph with a different Joe, we've also had a different Bible story. The actual book has changed every week too. And today's book is called the Word and Song Bible. So, after the word that Jonah read is a song. And it's a special song based on that Bible verse. Do not be afraid. You meant evil against me, but God meant it for good, to save many people. And so we've asked our Joe today, Jonah, to play this song on flute because he's excellent at that. And Pastor Rob said he would sing the words for us. So I'll take this so that Pastor Rob can sit here instead. And we will hear this song as a special treat to end our Joseph series.
But it's not about my singing, it's about the flute. Do not be afraid, do not be afraid. Our God is an awesome God. Though you meant evil against me today, our God is an awesome God. God meant it for good, to save many people. God meant it for good. Our God is an awesome God.
I think it's a-okay to offer our applause there because God is an awesome God. And that's how this story of Joseph comes to a beautiful close, with Joseph and his family reconciled, sharing forgiveness, and being back together again. So the sticker sheet that you'll receive today is the last one of the story, and it says, Joseph forgave his brothers. He gave his father and brothers food during the famine. And so you can make your own scene here of them together again and having plenty to eat and plenty to share. And as you go to your families this week, you can use these sticker sheets in your home for your home conversation and talk together as a family. What is something that is hard that you went through, but after you got through it, you saw how God meant it for good? That's something you can talk about this week. So I'm going to give these to Jonah, but before you come up for them, let's say a prayer. Please repeat after me and congregation join in. Thank you, God, for being awesome and giving us the gift of forgiveness.